Assalamu alaikum. My name is Abdul Khalik Darwish. And listen, dear friends, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given and gifted each one of us with certain types of talents, with certain types of capabilities. And every capability and every talent is important, and none of that is unimportant at all. Now, none of that is unimportant at all. And now it's my and your duty, it's the duty of every young person and the parent and the teacher to identify that what is the talent of this particular kid or boy, and how to develop and polish it, etc. And another sum of things we do adopt as a necessity, as a need. I'm going to talk about something which is a passion for some of the people, but it is the need for everyone else. It is a passion of some of the people, but it is a need of everyone else. What is that? That is being a good communicator. It is important for each one of us to be a good communicator, but here I'm going to talk about further. As for the communication, as for the skill and the talent of communication is concerned, I'm going to talk about the public speaking. Public speaking is really, really a great honor for all the people who can do it very well. And being able to do it well, the public speaking, it is really a matter of quite an honor, and we feel distinguished one. I think that if at all we want our introduction at a larger scale, all what we need to do is that we need to become a good public speaker. And being a good public speaker, that is going to be the topic of our today's discussion. Like every topic, I have chosen a beautiful and a very useful article on the subject, and so that whatever we are going to discuss should become authentic, should become validating one. My dear friends and fellows, that is really, really important. And it is the caption of this very useful article is, be a confident public speaker, say goodbye to these 10 habits. Be a good public speaker, be a confident public speaker, say goodbye to these 10 habits. This very useful and beneficial article has been written by has been written by Lachlan Brown. Lachlan Brown is a well known researcher and author, and here he has come up with a very useful and a very beneficial article. And let's look upon this very useful and beneficial article, and let's look upon all of those 10 habits which we need to say goodbye so that we could become a confident public speaker. First of all, the author says saying the filler words like oh, like like I mean it, I mean this thing, I mean that thing. So all those filler words, all those filler sentences must be, I think, that remove. And it's better to pause, not to say anything else. And that is the first habit, not to use the filler words. That is the first thing which we need to avoid. Now, the number two is avoiding eye contact. Avoiding eye contact. I think that we should not be avoiding the eye contact. Rather, it become very useful, very beneficial indeed, if at all we are establishing the eye contact with the person or with the people and we are talking to, because it will establish a very good relationship and a very good contact between the two of us, between us and our audience. And it will establish actually a heart to heart contact. Very useful, very beneficial indeed. And now we should be, and we can practice it for 3 seconds. Practice it for 3 seconds while we are sitting with the friend. Let's practice it for 3 seconds, and then it will become a habit to establish the eye contact. Now, the number three is playing it safe by sticking to the script. I think that we should not be a script oriented public speaker. Rather, we need to prepare very, very well, and then try to speak without the script. Let's write the points and speaking on each point one by one. Writing the points on the one hand, and then writing it in a certain order, and then obviously speaking on each of that. Remember one thing, lot of practice is needed. uh, regarding everything else and regarding this thing else as well. Now, the number four is trying to be perfect. We don't need to be perfect at all. We need to embrace our mistakes, and we never try to become a flawless person. We will never ever be able to become one, and it is better to improve by practice, and it will happen gradually and not suddenly at all. My dear friends and fellows, it is really important that we accept we embrace our mistakes, and we make a commitment that I shall, inshallah, keep improving gradually and not at once at all. Now, the habit number five, which we need to overcome, is ignoring your body language. We should not be ignoring our body language at all. We need to pay attention to it. We need to stand tall, and we need to establish a good posture. We need to keep moving the hand while talking. That's very good. Now, the habit number six, which we need to overcome, is speeding through your speech. Mean, go slow. Don't be very fast at all. You wanted to speak for 5 minutes, but because of your speed, you have completed it in 2.5 or 3 minutes. That's bad actually, and the people will not be able to follow it. Rather, the people will say that the person is embarrassed one, the person is lacking the confidence. So we need to speak slowly. Don't be very fast at all. Don't be very fast at all. Now, the number seven habit which we need to overcome is comparing yourself to others. We don't need to compare ourselves to other people at all, because everybody is unique. Rather, we need to compare ourselves with ourselves, and we need to compare our today with our yesterday, and so that we should, in this way, we should try to keep improving with the passage of time. Now, the habit number eight which we need to overcome is neglecting to practice out loud. On the one hand, we need to practice on a regular basis. On the other hand, we need to practice it loud practice. That is very, very important, and it will make us a very confident person. It will remove all the lack of confidence, and we will be able to speak very well in front of the crowd, because we have practiced out loud. Practicing out loud is very important. Now, the habit number eight which we need to overcome is ignoring your audience. We should not be ignoring our audience at all. We need to understand them, and we need to know what they like. We need to know what they don't like. We should never ever ignore our audience. And the habit number 10 which we need to overcome is failing to use stories and example make our talk very, very interesting. So I think that it is one of the most important. Maybe that is the reason that the author has kept it at the end. That is, always include certain stories, certain examples, and certain even jokes. Including a joke, a story, an example, very, 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 very important indeed. It will make our talk very, very useful. So that was a very beneficial and useful article by Lachlan Brown. The caption of this very useful article was, be a confident speaker, say goodbye to these 10 habits. Thank you.